Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batgirl, part of the Three Jokers batch of figures. And this may be one of their best releases so far. I know some of you are thinking that's not saying much, and others are thinking that's amazing. Well, it's probably somewhere in between. There's some really nice stuff going on in this figure, some things I didn't expect to see. And then there are a couple other things that are just... it's freaking strange. So, I don't know. I'm starting to have some doubts about this line, let's say. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This figure stands, not counting the ears, just about 6 3/4 inches, which makes it pretty close to 17.5 centimeters, right around there. We'll do a quick height comparison for you with Red Hood. She seems a bit tall to me, but not like devastatingly so. I don't think it's a total turn off for the figure, but she does seem a bit tall. So let's do a quick question of the day. Which version of Batgirl is your favorite? I tend to go with classic Barbara Gordon, but Cassandra Cain's a good one too, so I could pick either one of those. But probably Barbara Gordon if I had to pick one, which you don't. You can say whatever you want in the comment section below. It's the internet. Okay, so let's talk about the aesthetics on this figure. Mostly just molded plastic, which in some ways is good, like the belt and the chesticle logo. Those are both molded separate pieces and they look very nice. Down here we have some paint, molded in yellow, painted gray. The gray matches nicely for the legs, but it's not super clean. It's good enough. Like, it would be totally fine if there was other stuff going on that was good. So little issues like that tend to be either magnified by more problems or just totally easy to overlook by good things. So we'll see how this pans out. Let's talk about the paint on the cape. It is molded in yellow and painted in black as far as I can tell. Yes, definitely. And that's the way to do it if you're going to do that. That's okay. I do see some spots where there's yellow poking through on the black, but generally it's pretty darn good. The edges aren't great, but yeah, it's good enough. I'll take that. The hair is wonderful-ish. I like the shading a whole bunch. A little bit of highlight dry brushing type paint on there. Definitely helps to bring the figure to life. That's pretty good. There's a little bit of weird sculpting going on. Like, I know hair blows in all kinds of directions, but when it's not blowing and it's actually just a piece of plastic, maybe don't put weird little handles and things into the hair. Like, it's just kind of strange looking. That part's okay. I don't know. It's just like the whole hair is one giant mass, except for on each side there's like a coffee mug handle sticking out. So it's just weird little things like that. I don't know. Either make the hair blowy or don't. Okay, that's too much. I'll stop. Let's talk about the face. What's happening over there to the right side of the screen that's so interesting? That's what I want to know. Because she is definitely looking off to the side. Hardcore, but also making zero facial expression. Like none. She couldn't be more stoic, but still very interested in something not in front of her. Very strange. The paint job on the face is halfway really good. Like, the eyes are technically well painted, even though they're off to the side. The mouth is pretty well done. There's some kind of shading on the face that doesn't look great. Nowhere near as good as the Batman figure from the same bunch. But the side eye is definitely not a good thing. Like, if you want to have an alternate head, sure. But if you're only giving us one head, don't sculpt it completely bland and then make her looking off to the side. Like, that's weird. She looks like that meme. Or the GIF. Meme. It's a meme. I don't think it's a GIF. I'll post it. It's weird. Terrible. Throws off the look, really, of the whole thing. But we'll move on. So as far as the sculpt goes on this figure, proportioning is not too bad. I think it's pretty good overall. Legs, a little bit oversized probably. Definitely from the knee down, they're way too long. The proportioning for the legs themselves are weird. But the whole body, it's not bad. They actually have a little bit of hip, a narrower waist, and then a bigger shoulder, bigger chest. It looks pretty good, especially compared to what we see for most female figures these days. So, like, they had a leg up there. With these legs, a really big leg up. Get it? Get it? Because they're too big? Anyway, it's still not sculpted. Like, there's no real detail in the sculpt. Look at her arms. There's no definition in anything other than some lines in the shoulder. Her abdominal section, basically nothing. The source material isn't like that. Her legs, there's zero real shape to them. Like, they do taper at the right places, generally, so that's pretty good. But there's still no shape to anything. It's just strange. It's better than most, but still weird. So, aesthetically... Oh, also, the cape is very windswept. Like, quite windswept off to the side like that. The hair, not really. We have this one and, like, a general swoosh. But apparently the cape... Whatever. You know, it... 6 out of 10. I can't go higher than that for the side eye and lack of sculpt, lack of paint, whatever. It's just, I'm tired of things not being good when they should be easily better than they are. It's just not fun to do reviews on things like that, and I can't help it because I'm not the one making the figures. Okay, let's talk accessories. We do have her iconic trigger finger hands, very helpful for her to use her guns, which she doesn't have and never did. So we also get a grapnel gun, which is basically the same as Batman's. It's comically large and definitely doesn't fit in her hand properly at all, but hers has the Bat logo thingy on it rather than a regular grappling hook, so there's that. They made a new mold, but still made it huge. We do have a Batarang for her, which is better than not having a Batarang, so I like that. We get the super wonderful display stand, which is definitely the best part of the bunch. And then we get a photo of the action figure without the side eye, but still in like a really awkward, weird pose and not looking where she should be looking. Like, what is happening? Why are these things... I am befuddled. 5 out of 10 for accessories. No, 3 out of 10 for accessories. No fist hands, 2 trigger fingers, nothing to... Like, what is happening? I don't get it. It's so weird. Okay, the head is on a ball peg. It looks up a little bit. The hair doesn't flex all that much. It looks down a little bit, but barely at all. Leaning side to side is also very limited. You're basically just going to get rotation out of it at a weird angle, but you don't really need to because she's already looking that way, so if you rotate her head, she's looking behind herself. So there's that. Shoulder is on a ball peg, which has this cap, which doesn't really do anything. It's just a bigger version of a ball that's hiding the ball that's there. Like if they had just made the hole smaller in her torso where her shoulder connects, it wouldn't need to exist. There's no extra range. It's, again, really weird. And you don't even, I mean, like, it goes up to horizontal, but that's it. Just horizontal, so there's not even like any increased range. I don't understand. That's fine. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow is fine. Again, her arms have zero shape to them. She's a noodle person. Zero shape. It's Batgirl we're talking about. She should have some muscle definition, but she is just tubular. In fact, where the joints are, her arms stick out. So, like, it bulges there and there, rather than where the bicep or tricep would be. Why? Wrist hinge is nice. That's fine. It's probably a bit too much, but that's fine. Torso joint, let's see, leaning back. She goes back all the way on the top one and on the bottom one. Leans back really far. So if you need her to lean back, you can do that. Leaning forward on the top one, basically nothing. Leaning forward on the bottom one, basically nothing. Again, they can lean all the way back, but can't crouch. So like, what is this for? What pose? Like a kick? There you go. I don't get it. Why can they lean back and not forward at all? Side to side is pretty good on this figure. I do like that. That's really nice. Combining the two joints, that works well. You do get your rotation, obviously, out of both joints. Although her torso is glossy. It's not as glossy as Batman's. Her abdomen, I mean. Upper body's matte finished. Lower upper body. Abdomen is glossy. That's weird. Hips go all the way out to the side. That's nice. They are very loose. Like, very loose. Not good. Going forward, you have to really flex the diaper, but you can bring it forward and you can bring her leg back. It stretches out the diaper a little bit, so you can get some extra range going that way. That's okay. Thigh swivel is basically non-existent. Double jointed knee works all right. Boy, her legs are huge. Her lower legs are so damn big. Look at that. Look how far past her ass her lower leg is. And don't say it's because she has slight heels on, slight wedge-shaped shoes. That's not enough. Like this, from the knee to the hip should be a 5 to 4 ratio, basically. So if this is 5 units, the knee, wherever you stopped here, which is in the middle, to the floor of a flat foot should be 4. 4 to 5. 4 to 5. This is smaller than this, even if you don't count the wedge. It looks weird. Okay, let's talk about the ankles. And of course, that's a standard size. Not everybody's exactly that, but for superheroes, it's generally what you want to go with. You have a giant ball hinge, which is ugly, but it's functional, obviously, because it's a giant, ugly ball hinge. It works, but good grief, it's huge. It sticks out like crazy. It's just weird. And then the toe is awful. So, when I said it's one of the better figures they've made, it's only because it's a female that doesn't look ridiculous overall, but it's still not very good. The articulation on this figure is bad, generally. It's not terrible. I'll give it a 6 for articulation. But the final verdict on this figure, all things considered, the good stuff is far outshined by the bad. Why are the bad things happening? There's virtually no paint on the figure other than the cape, or like correcting molded plastic parts. The hair looks nice. The face could have looked nice, but it's looking off to the side, so what are you even going to do with that? Final verdict on this figure, generous 6 out of 10. I don't know what to do with this line. Like, I want to keep getting them because I want to own Batman figures that are good, but they just keep making them not good. So it's my job to review them, so I guess I'm going to keep trying. But I can't advise people to really collect them. 6 out of 10 is not really good enough, if you ask me. But that's up to you. You can make the decision for yourself. So there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down too. And if you haven't subscribed, you should consider it. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. In the meantime, keep collecting.